Hello everyone, welcome to 1111 Butterfly Effect. Thank you all for joining my Divine Spirit, the Oracles, and I here at the table. Right now we're going to do something a little bit different than what we've been showing and sharing. This is definitely falls in the category of a daily drop. But this is basically a daily drop with a different kind of spin on it. We're calling this our daily drop second look. And the second look we're going to take is at the wonderful Wizard of Oz. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this story. Something I certainly have grown up with every single year of my entire life. And this particular image that you're looking at here is one of the original book covers for the story, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, written by, I think it's Lyman Frank Baum, pictures by W.W. Denslow, and this particular edition is the edition I read as a child. And just this past weekend, The Wizard of Oz was on the telly. The original classic movie, The Wizard of Oz, starring Judy Garland with an all-star cast. I took a second look at this movie that I've seen hundreds of times, and I've never really viewed it like this until now. And how very apropos, because this story is a divine journey story, if I've ever seen one. So let's get into this, okay? Sit back, grab your drink, your coffee or tea, and let's see what we can learn from this classic tale of the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Definitely, there's only one way to go into the unknown, and that is together. And to quote Glinda, the Good Witch from The Wizard of Oz, it's always best to start at the beginning and just follow the yellow brick road. Right? Yeah, when I sat down and watched this movie for the umpteenth time, I really viewed it for the first time. Taking this second look, I really viewed it, watched it for the first time. And it's just amazing what unfolds in this book. The book, of course, we all know that books are more detailed, and the movies are small, condensed versions of the book. So I always suggest to read the book to get a more detailed version of the story. And as this story unfolds, I'm going to compare it to the film, the classic film, and just for a view, this is the image we're going to watch. This is the image that's on the screen while we have this daily drop second look. So, like our journeys, like Dorothy's journey, each path is slightly different. Each of our paths are slightly different. But guess what? They all lead to the same destination, home. And the story of the Wizard of Oz, what did Dorothy always say? There's no place like home. I just want to go home. Right? Yeah. Well, that's why on this journey, you've often heard that all paths lead home. And the path we take, this divine path we take, this yellow brick road that we follow, offers us, as we journey along path, offers us, the wisdom, the knowledge, the resources, the abundance, the family, the tribe, the soul tribe, right? And then it offers us the brains and the heart and the courage to do it all, right? Yeah. So let's see if we can kind of take a second look at this storyline and see how it really relates to this twin flame journey. We'll see if we can get through this real quick, and I hope that this gives you the incentive to either read the book or watch that classic movie once again, and you will never see it the same way from this point forward. It'll be better than you've ever watched it. And let's see, the basic storyline is good versus bad, right? The good witch versus bad witches, right? Dorothy, they considered a good witch, and her house landed on the bad witch, right? So it's kind of like this journey. It's, dark versus light, good versus bad, kind of the same thing. And, we on this divine path, so it can be said, follow a yellow brick road, follow a divine path. Just like Dorothy, to get home, Dorothy had to follow the yellow brick road, right? Follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road. Yeah, exactly. And as we discover in this journey to Oz, right? Just as this twin flame journey, as we discover in our journey to Oz that, the witches cast spells, right? They cast the spell on the Tin Man. They, cast the spells on Dorothy, right? Well, spells don't last, right? But Divine's plan is infinite. Whether it's 3D, 5D, 6D, and beyond, right? Divine plan is infinite, and spells don't last. And they show that in this film, right? You remember the scene when they met up with Dorothy met up with the Scarecrow and the Tin Man and the Cowardly Lion, and that's when you discover the brain, the heart, the courage to get home, right? The association between those things and our journey. We need the brains and the heart and the courage to take this journey. And Dorothy traveled with the Scarecrow, who needed a brain, the Tin Man, who wanted a heart, and the Cowardly Lion, who needed courage, right? So there's definitely correlations between this classic story and the twin flame journey. Or let me just put it on a broader scale, Divine's plan. Following a divine path, a yellow brick road, right? So they've gathered all together, right? Remember, like I said in the beginning, there's only one way to go into the unknown, and that is together, right? It's always best to start at the beginning. Exactly. So they've gathered, and they're almost to Emerald City, right? You remember that in the movie? That they come to the field of poppies, and they're on the yellow brick road. They see the field of poppies, and they see Emerald City in the background, right? And they decide to what? To take a shortcut and run through the poppies instead of staying on path on the yellow brick road. They go off path, and run through the poppies. And guess what happens? The witch casts a spell on them, and they get, they fall asleep. Except for the Tin Man, because the Tin Man is made of tin, right? I'm surprised that, the Scarecrow, he didn't fall asleep either. I remember that. But Toto, the lion, and Dorothy all fell asleep. They were under the witch's spell because they went off path. They didn't stay on the yellow brick road, right? I'm hoping you can see this correlation because I just kind of put this together real fast for this little segment here. So they went off path. They went off the yellow brick road. They went off path and they were poisoned. They went under the witch's spell. And only through love and asking for help, remember? The Tin Man and the Scarecrow started asking for help, right? And because they loved Dorothy, right? And guess who shows up? Glinda shows up, the good witch, and basically cancels out the spell, right? They called out and Divine came and helped them. And they woke up. They woke up, right? They woke. Get it? And suddenly they get back on path. They realize their errors. And the song that they sing in the movie is, "You're out of the woods, you're out of the dark, step into the sun." Right? You're out of the woods, you're out of the dark, you're step into the light. Really, check this movie out. This just blew me away. That this, for the first time ever after watching this film hundreds of times, that this is what I got out of it. It was like some kind of divine epiphany after all these years of watching this movie. So they get to Emerald City, right? Where the wizard lives. And if you remember, when they get to Emerald City, there's just a ton of innuendos in this classic film, along with this classic book. So much more in the book. The first thing that they run into is a horse of different color, right? Remember? And all the people in Emerald City start singing, right? Ha ha ha, ho ho ho, ha 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 ha. That's how we laugh the day away in the merry old land of Oz, right? Yes, they laugh, they have fun, they're playful. And they're all, looking great, right? And that's when Dorothy, the Tin Man, the Cowardly Lion, and the Scarecrow get into some heavy self-care, right? The Tin Man gets buffed and polished. The Cowardly Lion groomed. The Scarecrow gets fresh straw. And Dorothy gets a new dress and curls in her hair, right? Self-care and grounding. And, that was their preparation before they go meet the wizard, right? A clip, clip here, rub, rub there, in the land of Oz. Yeah. So the story continues, just like us here on this twin flame journey. We are at a point in our journey where self-care is critical. In fact, you haven't seen me for a few days because I've had to go into some deep self-care. Because the closer you are on path, the more determined and so on and so forth, the more resistance you can meet. Outside resistance. Tests of our courage and our, brains and our hearts, our emotions, right? So, let's see. They get to that point and they're all set and groomed and ready, and they're ready to meet the wizard. But guess what? They can't see the wizard. And that's when Dorothy really sees what's important about getting home to her Auntie Em, right? Getting back home to where she thought it wasn't so great, but guess what? It was, right? So staying on path in this journey is really important. It shows our, that we're committed to this plan. It shows that we're worthy and loyal to mission. And that's when wishes are granted. Just like the wizard said to Dorothy, the lion, the scarecrow, and the Tin Man, I will grant you your wishes if you show you're worthy by killing the witch and bringing me the broom, right? Yeah. Crazy story. Kind of violent, actually. So, and Dorothy she receives signs everywhere. Signs everywhere. There's signs. Yes, she sees signs everywhere. You can't escape the signs. If you're woke and on path, on your yellow brick road, you cannot escape the signs. Unless you simply ignore them or choose to not follow your divine path, your twin flame journey, your yellow brick road, right? If you haven't read this book and the sequels, you really should. And there are, I think, 14 books. I think this L. Frank Baum wrote 14 or 16 books of the series here, right? And they are so much more thorough than the classic movie. But the classic movie really touches on the important points of Dorothy's journey to get back home so that she can continue on path and fulfill her life purpose, her mission, or whatever it was. And they go on, when you read the books and the series in the books, they go into that. They get into a more detailed, it's much more detailed about this strange, wonderful land of Oz, okay? Just like our wonderful Mother Earth, okay? And all of it begins with a dream and a place of no troubles, right? Dorothy, this whole story begins with the dream of a place with no troubles, somewhere over the rainbow, right? Somewhere over the rainbow, right? Yeah, dare to dream becomes dreams, because dreams really do come true. And you better believe it, there is a rainbow for you. That's part of the journey. That's part of the divine plan. That's if you recall, that, if you remember in my automatic drawings, and that will be coming up next because I have some new automatic drawings that I composed May 5th. Yeah. Do you remember this automatic drawing? Can't really see it very well, but I'll show it on the other one. It's the same thing there. We all have our rainbow, and there's a pot of gold at the end of everybody's rainbow. Just like in this classic movie, The Wizard of Oz, okay, wishes do come true. That if you believe, like when Dorothy missed the balloon, missed her ride home, and Glinda showed up, and Glinda told her, you've always had the power. You just had to find out for yourself. And that journey she took helped her figure that out. Just like this twin flame journey we're taking, this divine path we're following this divine plan that we are navigating through, it is the same thing we're talking about here. This path we're on will take us home. But the path is the journey, the experiences, part of the plan where we meet and greet, where we receive our abundance and our gifts, where we meet and greet our soul tribe and our divine partners, right? So I'm kind of going to stop it here because I want to get to the automatic drawings, and there's another little story I want to tell because there's been this bird hanging out around my apartment for over a week now, and it's just a crazy story. This bird has been dive bombing my cats, flying across right in front of me. It's been flying in a square from telephone pole to tree to telephone pole around my apartment. This little bird, attacking big crows and pigeons that come by, swooping down, flying right in front of me, and swooping around and playing with my cat and my dog. Yeah, this is crazy that there's a message coming through. This bird is bringing me a message, several messages, because the bird is hanging out. It's been a week now. And if you remember in the last daily drop I did messages in the music, the DM card that dropped was Fearless by Taylor Swift. How funny is that? This bird is a fearless bird that's been flying around and hanging out for a week now. And it's just crazy, crazy, crazy. And it brings me to the conclusion that, we are in life's classroom. My journey, has been going on for a while, part of life's classroom. And when I met my twin, so I think in 2018, one of my main karmic cycles ended. That had been going on for like 30 years, right? And part of this journey is we change. Our lifestyles change, our habits change, people, places, and things change. Just like, Dorothy's story, the story of the wonderful Wizard of Oz, that if you be careful what you wish for, because truly, Dorothy thought she wasn't happy, thought she, needed to get away, run away. But as soon as she was there, she realized the grass wasn't greener on the other side. Right? Yeah. So I'm going to stop it there. Let's see if, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get the gist of the point I'm trying to make here on this daily drop, second look of this yellow brick road we're traveling. I hope you like what you see in here. If you do, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned. There's more to come. Like I said, we have an automatic drawing, a new automatic drawing to talk about and to share, and some more divine messages coming through big time, because we're in a new month, the month of May, and a lot is happening. So get ready. Till next time, take care, stay aware, stay safe out there. Bye-bye.